The hunt for Aurora has hit. Yes, that's right. The second DLC, Expansion 2 for Empire Sin, has now released on console. So, well, actually on all platforms, not just console. It's also released on Switch and on PC, which is pretty cool. Now, we are playing it on the Xbox Series X, and we're going to try and just really just have a look at this game. Now, word on the street is the boss difficulty is rather hard, like rather hard, like as in we can't do our challenge runs anymore. We're actually gonna have to play this game legit and hire ourselves 10 gangsters if we manage to do so. Now, I have foreseen a problem with this gangster already. Now, this is supposed to be the third brother, I believe. This is Robin Cray, so this is meant to be like the third brother of the famous English gangsters, the Cray twins, which is pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I do like the old Cray twins. I think they fit into this really well.
Thanks. Yes.
However, a problem that I've foreseen with this DLC is that you actually start with a gangster. Now, she's a tier 1 gangster, so she doesn't actually cost that much money, but you do start with a gangster. Now, the reason I think that that's a slight problem is because beforehand we always had a choice on when to hire our first gangster. We need $3,000, obviously, to hire our first gangster, and then we have to pay their wages. Now, we are starting on boss difficulty. They have reworked boss difficulty. As far as I know, that could mean we're going to be starting with less money. Now, it's been a while since I've been into this game, so I can't actually remember how much money we originally used to start with. But in my opinion, it is going to mean we are going to be minus her wages on start of this game. Now, I've already done a video on this game really quickly. As you can see, we start with absolutely nothing. Not only do we start with a reduced amount of money, we actually start with no money now in boss difficulty, which is, that's changed. I'm 99.5% sure that has changed from the original base game. So please let me know down in the comments, guys, if you believe that is true or not. But I'm pretty sure that has changed. So we are minus $500 per week right now. In other words, we're gonna have to pay her wages, which is gonna be problematic because we start with nothing. Now, I think we've just actually gone ahead and started his main quest. I think we just got the prompt for his main quest there. I did just try and see if the rackets, the like kind of, you know, independent rackets, and basically the guys that you should be targeting after the thugs, if we could do the old protection exploit. But at the moment that did fail. Now, we're going to start this episode right here like we do every single other playthrough that we do. We are going to explore this map. Now, what we have done is try to make this as hard as possible, right? It means there's going to be the most amount of conflict that we possibly can. We've also reduced the amount of those small minor factions as well. We are playing with 7 neighborhoods, 15 gangsters now, which is just, that's crazy in 7 neighborhoods, to be honest with you. So it should mean that, you know, conflict should flow. Now, we put on our little bop. Now, on the off, old Robin Cray, his stats are not shouting at me that they are amazing. Yes, he's got the standard boss health. Yes, he's going to evolve over time, but his persuasion is not all that, meaning that, you know, the deal that happens without this game, we get an awful lot of money because they want to buy one of our gangsters. Well, that's not going to happen for us. Sylvia, on the other hand, does seem like a really interesting boss. The Vanguard seems really interesting, starting with that, with the knife throw. I think can be really good, being able to get extra knives as we go down, poison tip them as well. I think she could be really strong, but I don't think she has the health. However, she does get to start pretty much every single battle first, which again is something I do quite like. Anyway, let's continue going around and seeing if we can find any of these other minor Miner. There we go. Miner 49er. And we can offer them protection straight away. I do love it. The exploit still works. And of course, we're going to continue doing that because like we said, we need money. And we need money fast. One of the few ways we can actually get money, of course, would be to fight the thugs, raid the crates, and sell them in the black market. Now, the black market is another thing that has changed in this game with the current DLC, with the current update. The black market has updated, so that way it now sells better gear over time. We haven't seen any evidence of that, but we need to visit that, sit down a little bit later, as because yours truly is now part voice actor for Frankie Donovan. Apparently, unfortunately, the previous voice actor didn't want to come back, reprise his role for the new added lines, so they did actually kindly ask me to step in, so I was really honored to do that. I love this game. I love Frankie Donovan, great boss, so I was really glad to actually pop in there. So if you do notice a voice change, which you're gonna do, that's down to me. I do apologise. But yeah, let's continue seeing what we find. Oh yeah, but anyway, so the black market has been updated and changed. I'm really excited about that because the black market unfortunately did go kind of dry in a sense that we just could not use it anymore. The gear that we got from there was so poor. It pretty much helped no playthroughs we ever done, at least here on the channel. If you guys ever had better luck with the black market, please let me know down in the comments because my god, for me it was just trash. The Dead Kellys, there's a classic name for us, and we did manage to offer them protection money again. We've still got absolutely nothing in the bank, which sucks. For one, I'm really glad that this game has been updated, though. I'm really glad that we've got that increased difficulty. Now, we haven't actually gone into a fight yet, and I promise we will. I promise we're going to a fight that perhaps we're not prepared for, but for right now, let's just explore this map and see how much money we can get with this exploit. It used to be so good. I'm feeling that the numbers have actually been tweaked slightly. And of course that's a good thing because this is a really handy exploit. Maybe it's something that should be changed. I do think that the miner gangs always needed more work. Whether it were ever going to get that, I don't know. But I am glad that old exploits are in because after all, we do want more ways to make money early game. Those protection offers were always a good go. But we've got several of them now, and I do feel like maybe it's a roll of the dice. It is a bit RNG. The money we've been offered has been very, very low. So keep that in mind for anyone that's going to be doing the same. Old Salts. I used to like Salts, actually. He was an underrated boss. I think underrated by myself. I know that for in the Discord, for instance, my Discord, which of course you can find the link down in the description of the video, we had a few people within the Discord that really, really rated Salts and his melee skills. And there we go, we can offer more protection yet again. Very handy, very handy. Let's see where else we can jump to. I'm going to fast travel over here. Of course, clicking on a taxi allows us to fast travel. A bit of a cheat, really, because we can literally just spawn around every single map, which is quite cool. Consider it done. Now, something that has happened during my rambling that I haven't noticed, and again, highlights the problem that I said at the beginning of this video. Starting with no money is problematic. Starting with no money and a gangster that you're going to have to pay wages for is really problematic. Now, it may be different if we were Maxim Zelnek, if you remember the last DLC boss. He has a buffer where people are a little bit less likely to leave you if you don't pay them. Now, of course, this boss, old Cray, he doesn't have that. So despite starting with a gangster, we didn't pay them for 2 weeks. And of course, time flies rather quickly when you're, dotting around like we're doing currently. They've left. That's right. The starting gangster that we started with left because we did not pay them. And of course now we don't have them. As you can see, our money's finally starting to go into the positive, which is good for our bank balance. So if we waste some time, we're going to be able to get some money, which then we're going to be able to hire some gangsters afterwards. But yeah, so that was actually an issue, starting a game with a gangster as expected. I'm really surprised they've taken a note to actually start you with no money whatsoever as well, because I think that if you were the head of a crime organization, maybe you'd do so with a little bit of a bank balance, I reckon. Especially if you already have, a safe house that which is pumping out booze currently. But maybe we've fallen on hard times. We are on boss difficulty after all. There we go. Another $29 a week added onto our wages. It's not a lot. Not a lot. We've gone through quite a lot of these, and as you can see, we're still not even getting 1,000 a week. So that's going to take a while. Another 32 added on there, and we're up to just under $400 per tick. Whether that's per day, I think that's per day. I think that's per day ticks. Ah, the Vice Kings. They are a great organization. Daniel Jackson is one of my favorite bosses of all time. His unique weapon that you get there, very handy. His ability is amazing. They hit hard. We've got no body armor, which is a problem. We do need to get some body armor. Emphasis on body armor, especially as apparently the AI are more spongy. If you had a look at the patch notes video, I mean, it wasn't exactly patch notes, but if you have a look at that, you can see that the NPCs now have improved body armor as opposed to their ranks. So the higher ranked they are, the better their gear is too. Now, I believe we have actually had a little look-see at all of these neighborhoods now. I think every single neighborhood that we popped into the game is explored. I think we've located every boss. We've located every minor faction. And the ones that we could offer a protection deal, we have offered a protection deal. We do get to pick a new ability, which is cool. I think we're going to do, Fury of Shots. I think that looks pretty cool. It's going to take a few days to do, of course. But it's cool. We got the first one under wraps. I feel like playing with 15 bosses, we probably should have played with the maximum amount of neighborhoods. Now, let's attend the old sit down.
40. The Englishman who turned Chicago upside down, ain't ya? Mr. Cray, welcome.
Now, don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool knowing that I have a few lines within this game. I do love it. I do love it an awful lot, but it is very cringe hearing your own voice in a video game that you're actually playing as, and of course doing a voiceover over that as well.
There were two brothers, but not long ago, one of them passed.
All in all, I'm pretty impressed with the DLC that we've got so far. It's a bit of a carbon copy of the previous DLC. I think, what we got with the previous DLC was a brand new boss, and of course we got some gangsters. We got a new building, and we got a few new missions and stuff like that. And that's pretty much what we got with this as well. We have got a cute little dog. Again, not seeing him just yet, but I'm sure he's going to be coming. I think the biggest positive to get from this DLC is not only have we got more content, which by the way is just awesome. I'm so glad to be getting this game back on the channel. But I think the best thing to get from this is just the fixes, just the mission fixes. Having this game be more stable, having the missions be able to be completed, or at least, a lot less broken than they were previously. For me, that's the biggest win when it comes to Empire Sin's second DLC, because I really do love the game. I've played so many hours in this game. I've got so many videos on the channel of this game. I think we're over 300, well over 300. And by the time we're finished, it's going to be a lot more than that as well. But it's really good to see, you know, one, we got more content. Two, the game that we love is received some much needed TLC. Now, we've had a little look-see at the start of our game. I think we've done pretty well. We, you know, how this guy performs when it comes to with him being in combat, when it comes to against the new difficulty, that's going to take time. We're going to have to actually play a proper playthrough, level up our character, get the, you know, the acquired gangsters, and you properly have a go at the end tier. So we will definitely do videos on that. But I think the last thing we really need to look at is actually one-on-one what combat is like. So let's go pick a fight. Now we've located our neighborhood. It was a little bit difficult as I'd forgot which neighborhood we started in, and this is the thugs. These are the thug district that we are next to. There's a few thug buildings, and this one is only 1 star, meaning it should theoretically be one of the easiest fights we can possibly do. That of course being the thugs outside, you know, just guarding those crates, and of course these guys in here. Again, this is only level 1. We don't have the ability to dual wield weapons just yet. We have the ability, but just not actually the weapons to do it, which is problematic. We're also under health, so let's quickly use some health. There we go. And there is one more exploit that I know of that we can try out to see if it still works. So let's see if we have anything. Yes, we do. We have the Herbal Remedy, which it has an effect where it will restore health for the next 4 turns. We're going to activate it now before we go into battle. So let's see if we actually get the benefits of that while still in battle. It's something we used to be able to do, not necessarily with Herbal Remedies, but with abilities. Which worked very, very well. Now we're up against 4. So 1v4. Let's see how we do. We've got a nice 80% chance to hit this guy back here. But we're going to move into cover. Something that people always probed me for. I never moved into cover. People didn't like it. I explained I had to make things a little bit risky. But hey, we did it. We moved into cover. And of course we're up against a melee attack. He does 27 damage with a melee weapon at level 1. That's problematic for us. We do not have that kind of health to keep losing. Shotgun missed. Okay, we like a shotgun missing. This is why we don't use shotguns. And we did heal, so it does work. The exploit of using items before you go into battle, using abilities before you go into battle, and that carrying over into battle. That absolutely works, which is brilliant. I'd like to know that that's still ticking on by. Now, we are taking damage. End of turn. Let's see what you do. 60 hit points of damage. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a big hit. But we did regain another 25. Let's see what we're going to do.
Shit, I'm done for.
So we managed to get one attack in, 1 kill in, should I say. Only a 50% shot chance. So let's melee. No, we're not necessarily in any cover here, but we are moving. Maybe we'll be a little bit more of an awkward target for everyone. He done 50 with a pistol. 2 shots, 50 with a pistol, 26 from all the way back there with a pistol. A lucky miss, because we could have died there. We really could have died, guys. Another heal. So we've done 25 points of healing from the herbs, and now we're going to use the medic kit as well, which healed us for another 65. So we're going to move right into this corner, make it really hard for people. Done another 24 points of damage, but he done 26. Double fire, 32 points there. That wasn't even a crit. That was just plain hit. And another 44. Guys, I think we're doomed. I think we're doomed. Okay, team. the game's harder. Well done. Are solo runs going to be possible? Well, I think they will. I think what we did is we rushed it. Normally we'd hit those thugs a little bit more, level up a little bit more, get some more notoriety. But yeah, this is a level 1 joint. This should have been an easy battle, and we done 2 out of 4. Obviously, maybe if we'd have had Sylvie in here, would have been a little bit easier. Definitely can't escape. Not on 1 here. We don't have the movement with this character. We only have 7 on movement. But I think this next round, we are all done. Well, guys, that's going to be the video. This is a little tester to see how this DLC performed. It done well. It performed well. It performed as men. And you know what? I think I can agree. The game now on boss difficulty is officially harder than it was. I'm looking forward to seeing how my actual playthrough goes. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this video. Until next time, guys, I've been the Monk, you've been the Critic Kudos, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy and happy gaming.